Come on, let's go down.
Loveline is meant for an adult audience. Loveline may contain sexually oriented content. Listener discretion is advised. Here's Loveline with Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla.
Oh, yes, it is. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Fax number 310-854-4455. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew. He's a board-certified physician, Dixon medicine specialist. Tonight, our guest is the band Case Choice. Case Choice is out with Tonic and the Verve Pipe. So I hear. They're at the El Rey last night, and they're somewhere, I don't know, in Pomona or something tonight, but they're probably coming straight from the gig, so we'll mop the sweat off the band when they roll in here. Drew's in a piss-ass mood tonight because he's too busy. Am I right, Drew?
Yeah.
And I've been telling you for months now that you have to be assertive with your patients.
Yeah.
Drew's problem is he's like a reed in the wind when it comes to his patients. He's an enabler, this Drew.
Yeah. Codependent.
Codependent slash enabler slash pedophile clown. And he has all these geriatric patients. And they call him, they beep him at all hours of the night.
It's usually not the geriatric ones doing that to me.
Who is it?
It's usually the younger ones.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought you were always complaining about the old folks. No, it's the young ones?
I'm just saying it's mostly those that do that.
And what percentage of the questions they have for you would you consider nonsense or could be handled at a different time in a different place?
89%.
80 or 90%?
Yeah.
And that pager will go off during this show. It'll go off when you're getting your precious beauty sleep.
Mostly what you hear is hospitals calling, and that can't wait.
Okay, but...
That's different. And that is mostly older folk that are in the hospital.
All right, but we need to line out your patients, is what I'm saying.
Line out? Get rid of them?
No, I mean, you need to get them in line. You need to straighten them out.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, you need to create consequences when these people call and bug you in the middle of the day, asking, Doctor, I just had a shot of Robitussin. Is that going to affect my medication? You need to straighten them out at this point.
How do you suggest?
I did it with both my neighbors. I did it with the neighbor in front of me, and I did it to the neighbor behind me.
What happened to the neighbor in front?
A neighbor in front of me is a crazy old guy.
He was yelling at you to move the cars.
Move the cars! Move the goddamn cars! It's just yelling from the street. I mean, he looks like Mr. Rogers, but he's got a mouth like Marge Schott, this guy, and he yells from the street. And the great thing about old folks, whenever they yell, they work in a physical problem as well. You move the damn cars! I've just got cataract surgery and I can't see the goddamn cars! Oh, I finally went down there and yelled at the guy. I mean,
but being aggressive is not being assertive.
No, I have all the guys working on my house. I have them trained. Well, actually, most of it is just genetics. Some old guy will yell up the hill, move the cars, and they'll just yell down, hey, screw you, Pops! And then the yelling persists, and my wife can't get out of the driveway, and I just went down there, and I said, hey, listen, I don't know if you've noticed, but there's work going up here on this hill. I'm taking my house, I'm putting a ton of money into it, this is the only house you can see from your house, and you should be kissing my ass. Now, there's going to be cars parked on the street, and your wife may have to execute the incredibly elusive three-point turn once in a while to get into the effing garage. But there's work going up here, and when the work's done, the cars will move. Until then, there's going to be inconvenience. Now I got the guy scared. He equates me with verbal assault.
And nutball.
And nutball. And the neighbor behind me equates me with verbal abuse, too, because, she wanted me to, paint her house. Because, the stucco guy allegedly got something on her curb or something. So, Drew, you got to lay it down. You understand?
Being aggressive is not being assertive, though. I think you got a little confused on
You
that.
start assertive, that grows to aggression, and it's good to throw in a little condescension every once in a while. You know what I'm saying?
No.
A little abuse. And then, here's what happens. They called you last week for some nonsense nothing that got you out of bed. Now it's this week, and they're thinking, they're having one of the little panic attacks. I don't know what to do. Here's an enabler. Here's a guy who'll listen. I'll call Drew. They pick up the phone, they get 3 digits into your pager number, and they go, and a little bubble goes off in their head. Wait a minute. Last time I called this guy, he made an ass out of me. He was pissed off. And then they think about it. Geez, what am I calling him about again? And then they go, I I guess it could wait. And they hang up. All right, so you lose a couple of patients. You know what I'm saying, Drew? Seriously. You may. I know you think I'm kidding, but you know what I'm talking
I know
about.
what you're
You got to lay it
about,
down a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, new news on the Vibe front.
Oh, really?
Drew and I
Something
are doing,
I don't know anything about?
No, well, it's just kind of funny. Drew and I are doing the show Vibe, the TV show Vibe. It's a Quincy Jones new project, late night UPN show. And we did. I was talking last night about a hour-long pre-interview we each did, and Drew and I are always a little nervous whenever we go into doing any of these things because we rarely do them. And then when we do them,
we're sorry we did.
Yeah, like that stupid. What was that? Entertainment Tonight.
That they never aired.
Yeah, what was that? Entertainment Tonight?
Yeah.
They had a whole big thing. Hey, and here's how these things always start. Entertainment Tonight wants to do an interview with you guys.
Right.
And whenever it sounds, this is the same thing that says, like when you get in the mail once in a while, hey, come on down.
You just won $20,000.
No, all you got to do is take a look at the condo complex. You get a big screen TV.
Yeah.
You know, wow. You mean I just head down to New Hall and take a look through one of the showrooms and I get a big screen Mitsubishi? Oh, Christ, hell yes. But there's always something.
Yes.
So when they say Entertainment Tonight wants to do an interview with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew, we go, well, the first thing we go is, all right. And the next thing, about eighth of a chicken's heartbeat later, we go, what do you think they want, Drew?
What now?
Sure
what
enough.
Now, Drew?
But don't worry. The people around us always, oh, no, they want to do an interview. Then we go in there and sit down. Okay, here's what we're doing. What we're doing is we have celebrities, and they have problems dating. And we're going to ask you what they should do. So you guys just sit there. All right, fire up the camera. Here we go now. We got the makeup. Okay. John Stamos. What do you think he ought to do, Drew? Who's John Stamos? He's that guy from Full House. Is he married? We don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is there another celebrity? Joanne Worley. What about her? I don't know. Is she married?
Yeah.
All right. That's good, fellas. We got all we need.
Horrible.
It'll be airing any day now.
And what's going to happen tomorrow? What have you heard?
So this is the genius of TV.
Yeah.
Those a-holes at E.T. can just kiss my ass. Oh, what a debacle. I want my life back. I want the 2 hours they took from me. They took 2 hours from us, Drew. I want it back.
2 hours for me is huge, believe me.
Oh,
I want to give
me,
it back to my kids.
That's
a nap
6 masturbatory sessions and a couple of naps, please. And criticizing the neighbors.
Yeah. Abusing the neighbors.
Abusing the neighbors. I mean, that was all in my date book. I want it back. And did we get paid a penny for that?
No.
No. And whose fault is it if they got a bunch of lame-ass questions and a stupid gay premise?
It's our fault.
Here's the problem with TV. Let me tell everyone the problem with TV. TV is chock full of idiots who would rather come up with horrible, stupid, funny-sounding ideas rather than just interview intelligent, interesting people.
Right.
We have to take people that are, most people would agree that Drew and myself are interesting, at times funny, at times controversial, and at times informative. Just interview us, and there you'll have it. And don't come up with what the F John Stamos is doing on the weekend. I want it back. I want the 2 hours back.
What am I giving up tomorrow?
I want E.T. to kiss my ass, and I want that 2 hours back.
Right.
All right. No, the only thing about Vibe, I'm sure it'll be good because I know I know the producer on the show.
You discovered that?
No, I did know him.
Oh, okay.
And that's probably why we're on or something. And he's a fan of mine, and he likes the show, and we'll be fine, I think. But we did this long interview yesterday. We're doing the show today, and
tomorrow.
The guy, tomorrow, and Nick says, the guy is interviewing us, have any guest ever given you any wacky things? And I'm thinking, I just got to learn to say no. I said, well, Poe sent me a book called The History of the Breast, and Chris Hardwick from Singled Out gave me an inflatable sheep once. Those are the only two gifts any guests have ever given us. So he goes, could you bring those in?
Ugh.
And I'm thinking, I smell trouble.
Yeah, that's bad.
I smell kooky.
That kooky is not good.
I smell kooky TV.
Is that what they're getting
I
into?
can see you just dry humping that sheep right now.
Is that what they're getting
All
into?
right, so just listen. Just listen to me. So just listen. So I come in here that night.
Yeah.
This is last night.
Yeah.
And I say to you, Drew, off the air.
Yeah.
Hey, these guys want me to bring in the sheep and the boob book.
Yeah.
And then I take a beat, and we both talk about Lisa for a second.
Right.
And I say, what do I say?
You're not going to do it.
Do you listen to me, Drew, when I'm talking?
You weren't going to do it.
I'm not bringing it in.
Yeah.
I say, and here's what I'll do. I'm just going to show up. They're sending a limo for us tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm just going to show up and go, damn. Forgot it. I get a call tonight. Hey, we're sending a messenger over for that sheep and the boob book. It'll be there at 9 in the morning.
No. No. No.
It ain't happening.
No.
Okay, we'll take the stand then.
Yeah.
All right, are we together?
Oh, absolutely.
All right, no boob book, no sheep.
Well, I'm not going on that thing if they're going to take all that crap. I'm going to be one of those.
Good.
It's going to be a John Favreau
Drew the a-hole, nothing better. All right, no sheep, no boob book.
No. God, that stuff just pisses me off so much.
But Drew, it's funny.
It's the taking this show down is what it really does, and I hate that. If they will let us talk about what this thing is, we're trying to do something
But
worthwhile.
what's John Stamos doing?
Oh, I hate that.
How big of idiots is everyone? Except for the guys who work on our show and TV. Everybody in TV is just a complete a-hole. They don't know what the F they're talking about. And let me tell you the most dangerous a-holes in the world. Let me tell you what the most dangerous a-hole in the world is. It's an a-hole who drives a Mercedes and makes a good six-figure salary. These are a-holes who think they're right. The most dangerous kind of a-holes. I'm sure the Vibe people are nice. The guy who interviewed us was plenty nice, and but nobody gets it. Everyone's got to turn something into comedy.
Yeah.
You want a good show? Bring me and Drew out there.
Well, just let us talk.
Let someone in the audience stand up. We'll answer a question or something.
Let us talk about what we do. Oh,
no, but Drew, we got to do something. We need the inflatable sheep. Come on.
If you bring that sheep, I swear to God, I'll stomp on it. That could be interesting.
If we can get a picture of you laying on it, we'll be in good shape.
Oh, my God. I'm not going tomorrow. You're going by yourself.
They're sending a messenger over at 9:30 tomorrow morning to my house to collect the book and the sheep.
Nope. No.
All right, I won't give it to them.
No.
All right, listen.
If they have a problem with that,
listen. I won't give them the book. I won't give them the sheep.
I'm calling Howard at home.
No. Listen. I won't give them the book. I won't give them the sheep. I'll give them the book. No. I won't give them the sheep.
No. We're not going to that wacky. We're not going down that Lisa Road again.
I'll give them one of the sheep's legs and part of the book, just chapter 4.
We're not going down that road. I'm not even taking one step down that road. I'm so offended by that stuff. I am so offended.
But Drew, you don't know entertainment. Come on. You got to have a sheep. Don't you understand? And a laugh track. A laughing sheep track. Oh, that's good TV. Tyler.
Yeah.
You're 26.
Yeah, I sure am.
All right, get Drew before he busts a nut here. He's really going nuts.
By the way, Drew, I agree with you. I was offended, too.
I'm so
offended. The humanity. The indignity.
So
when are we going to get some dignity?
It offends our listeners. It takes...
Where's the respect, Drew? All right. Would C. Everett Koop be asked to bring an inflatable sheep to a TV show?
Please.
Tyler?
Yeah.
You're 26.
I am. I was wondering, Dr. Drew, what are the signs of sexual addiction?
Compulsive sexual acting out and preoccupation in spite of mounting consequences, like hurting people, hurting yourself, not being able to work, getting sexually transmitted diseases, pregnancies. What's happening?
Let's see. Well, I had sex the first time when I was 13, and since then, I'm not exactly sure how many people I've been with. My guess was probably like around 1,000.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, you, the white Wilt Chamberlain? How can you have sex with 1,000 people?
I don't know. I don't even
do that.
I was counting years ago.
I've tried to have sex with 1,000 people. I have sex with 11. My penis and I reached a compromise. My brain went, I'd like sex with 1,000 people. My penis said, I can't do that.
So, I mean, that would...
Well, how often you having sex with strangers?
Usually 3 or 4 times a week.
How... Now, are these the scariest women in the world?
No, I'm gay.
Are these the scariest men in the world?
No.
Let's see, you can do this if you're gay. You've probably been with that serial killer a couple times.
Possibly.
So, what happened to you? Why are you going nuts like this?
I don't know. I mean, I've been listening to your show for a year and a half, so I've asked...
Well, now, wait a minute, Adam.
I put myself in all the categories.
Now, wait a minute. Wait. Now, you and I have had this discussion before, Adam, about what would happen if men were in charge of relationships.
That's right. It's the right. It's the out of control penis syndrome.
Right.
Yeah, you got the only thing that stops most guys from getting laid is that they're trying to screw women.
That's right.
You remove the ovaries from the equation and put another set of another scrotum sac in there. You got trouble, my friend. So you just go out to any gay bar any night of the week, and there's a guy there who's maybe the equivalent of you.
Yeah.
Right, and that wasn't such uncommon behavior before, sort of pre-AIDS. But
right.
now...
It's extremely safe sex, though. I've never had any sexually transmitted diseases.
Well...
Are you having anal sex?
Occasionally.
That's not... I don't care what you're doing, that's not extremely safe.
Tyler.
Yeah.
How do you broach that? I mean, when you're at a gay bar and you meet a guy, and you know you're going to go home with him,
Uh-huh.
how do you figure out the anal sex stuff? Like, are you going to do it? Who gets to do what?
Bring it up.
You just bring it up?
Yeah.
Is there some sort of code?
Oh, yeah.
What's the code?
Somebody who enjoys being the male, the dominant figure in the relationship refers to themselves as the top, and then the feminine would be the bottom. So in a heterosexual relationship, whatever the woman would be doing is what you refer to as a bottom. So you just bring it up.
So it's not even...
top or you a bottom.
Right, so it's not
versatile.
even...
Most people are versatile. They enjoy both.
Not even necessarily anal sex, but it could be oral sex or
both, right?
Whatever.
Right.
But if you're the bottom, you're the guy who's performing the oral sex.
Correct.
Huh. I got to work this in to the heterosexual world somehow, Drew. We need some sort of code.
Speaking of which, Adam.
Yeah.
I've heard you tell several guys that it's not uncommon at all to not have an orgasm when their partner is performing oral sex on them, and I don't see this to be a problem at all in the gay community. I think it's a heterosexual thing.
Yeah, I think if you make the commitment to go gay and you can't orgasm with a blowjob, you're in a world of hurt.
I think so.
I mean, you might as well get the revolver out and put it to your head, because now you're not only being ostracized by your family, you can't get off.
Right, but I think if you have somebody who knows the equipment performing, then it makes it that much better.
Yeah, I would bet that, like they say, a woman knows what a woman likes. I bet orally, a guy, if you could get past the goatee, would probably do a better job than a woman. Why not? He knows he knows what it's about, and especially a guy like yourself, Tyler, has been with a number of partners. I bet that you could do it upright.
Maybe. I would assume so.
You got to be really bad if you haven't learned something by now. All right, so what can he do, Drew?
Well, you were never abused, is that correct?
No, I wasn't.
Okay, so this is just sort of an uncontained behavior.
Right,
that
I think when I first moved here to the city, that's just something I started doing, was going to like adult video stores and meeting people, and then when I turned 21, I started going to the bars. And it's just a way that I've always gotten sex, and now anytime I get into a relationship, if I'm in the relationship for more than about a month, I get so bored with the person sexually after 3 or 4 times that it's just I want to find somebody else.
Well,
I can't stay in a relationship.
I mean, usually this kind of... One of the ways you can understand these sorts of behaviors in terms of being defensive. That is to say, you're distancing yourself from your feelings through all this sexual acting out. And the way you're behaving in your attempts at intimacy sort of confirm that. I mean, you can't stay in the relationship. God forbid you should develop some feelings, you have to leave.
Right, same thing you hear guys calling about when it comes to women.
What? They what?
So they get hooked up with a woman, they start to get some feelings, and they start straying.
Right, that's right.
Yeah,
they don't want to be...
Right, no different here. It's just a gay relationship, and the guy happens to be
there is some sexual compulsion, and something is up. I mean, something's going on, I suspect.
All right, so get some therapy. And
it's not normal.
Get a muzzle, butt plug, and some therapy.
It's not...
Thank you, Drew. Come on, Drew.
It's not routine behavior for these days, and it is not safe, and you are really taking your life in your hands, and there's no way you can make that kind of contact totally safe.
Yeah. All right, Drew. Nora, 15.
Hello, Adam. I had a question for Dr. Drew.
Yeah.
Besides the obvious, I was wondering if you knew the physical effects on the body of having anal sex.
What is the obvious?
Well, the obvious, like, I don't know exactly, just, like,
You want to know what it does to your aura?
What does it do to you physically, like?
You can cause anal pathology. I mean, you can tear down there, you can cause bleeding and hemorrhoids, and you can transmit sexually transmitted diseases very effectively.
Yeah.
Very effectively.
Yeah, but, the body's versatile. I mean, hell, as Drew was saying yesterday, if a baby's head can come out of there, then certainly
out of
what?
The vagina.
Oh, really?
Adam, what are you?
I got to write that down.
Adam, what are you doing?
I had no idea. I just seen the pictures with them up in stirrups. I didn't know what was going on. Boy, I told you I wasn't a real good student, and they don't teach you that in carpet cleaning. All right.
You're just warming up for tomorrow.
I'm going to bring... You know what I'm bringing? I'm bringing a herd of sheep.
That would be an improvement.
It would.
That'd be fine.
So
Nora, it's not the healthiest thing you can do, but it's also not something that is terrifically dangerous.
Is that something you're engaging in, Nora?
No, not at the moment.
No,
you got a boyfriend putting the backcourt press on you?
No, not a boyfriend, no.
I like that. That'll be our new term for a boyfriend who's basically trying to talk his way into his girlfriend's anus. He's putting on the old backcourt press, huh?
Most of them do.
Oh,
most of them do?
Most of them do.
Nora, you're 15, baby.
I know.
What's up?
What's that all about?
What's up with Nora?
Nothing's up with me.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on that you think most guys at age 15? 15, you're supposed to have a crush on one of the, one
monkeys.
of the monkeys. Yeah, have you seen
Davy Jones?
I was going to say Peter Tork, but all right. Nora, have you been with a lot of guys who've put the backcourt press on you?
No, I haven't. Actually, I haven't been with any that have done that. I don't date guys my age, usually.
Who do you date?
Just older, not too older.
How much older?
Like 20.
That's a lot older.
Kind of old for 15.
Kind of.
Yeah.
It's a lot older, Nora.
You sound real mature.
Oh, thank you.
Everything okay with you and the family?
Oh, definitely.
She said 3 definitelys. Almost as bad as Ozzie and Harriet type family.
You're right.
Dad still around?
No.
Oh, perfect.
Well, that's if your dad and your mom are divorced, and I say is everything good with the family, that can only get one definitely. You can't get 3 definitely.
That's good though that he's gone.
All right, see, there's another reason to get rid of another definitely. Right. We're down to 1 definitely.
Dad was an abusive alcoholic. That doesn't mean things are fine in the family.
I speak to him. He just lives.
She didn't deny that, by the way.
Dad was an abusive alcoholic?
No.
What was he? Why is it so good that he's out of the house?
Because he's cheap. because I don't like him though. I like him being far away, but not close up.
Let's ask the question again. Why is it a good thing that he's left your family?
It was better for my mom, just because he was real controlling with her.
And physical?
No. Just mentally, like not letting her out of the house and.
Okay, so your dad's a bit of an abuser, Nora.
Maybe sometimes,
Okay, so you're 15 and you're looking for new papas.
New abusers.
Yeah. What is the ultimate control, by the way? Butt love. When your penis is in someone's ass, the answer to every question is what, Drew? Yes. Nora?
Yes.
All right. So we've seen right through your thinly veiled
definitelys. All
right. You have some issues. You have some issues with guys.
Yes, I do.
All right. Keep stuff away from your ass.
Do not date guys over 18.
And see if you can date guys closer to your age. Believe me,
the guys that are dating you,
telling you,
it's not. You're not the problem. The guys you find that are 20 to date you are the problem.
All right. Well, Drew, we got right through that. All right, you want to sell the hell that next call?
I haven't picked one yet. Oh, yeah, here you go. He's never had a relationship. She doesn't know what's up. Feels like an oddball.
All right, who's that?
Chris.
Use the name, please.
Chris.
Okay.
The voice is trying to...
And you're listening to Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew. Can I go now?
All right, we are here with Sarah Bettens from Kay's Choice. Sarah, do you know Bobcat Goldthwait? All right. Hold
Mike.
on. No, all right. Sarah's having a little difficulty with her mic. Engineer Mike.
Push on that plug there, bud.
Hold on. This one?
Yeah.
No, that's my mic.
No.
All right, hold on. Mike, don't spaz out. Let's just hear a song from Kay's Choice, and we'll get it straightened out. All right? Is it queued up? Okay. This is off the CD Paradise in Me, and this one is called Not an Addict. Is Not an Addict from Kay's Choice. And we have Sarah Bettens here from Kay's Choice. Fresh off the stage with Tonic and the Verve Pipe, 2 bands that I not only like musically, but just some of the nicest guys in the world.
They are our friends. They really are friends of the show.
Yeah. And Tonic, who we haven't, it's been about 6 months or so since we've seen him in here, but I remember we had him on the TV show. And nicest, both bands. What a joy to tour with. You could have got stuck with like Black Grape and Blur, and just been in with a very long summer. But you got the guys from Tonic and the Verve Pipe, and I'm sure K's Choice is a delightful band as well.
Yes, we're all very nice people.
Yes, because you're from that part of Europe where people are nice. Yeah. And we're just talking during the break. Apparently, Sarah and most of the band is from Belgium, right?
Yes.
And the beauty is, I piped up about Belgium. Here's my first comment. What part of Jersey is Belgium in? No, I said, where's Belgium? Drew said where Belgium was, and not only where Belgium was, but where 40 or 50 neighboring countries of Belgium were, and then proceeded to tell Sarah, who's from Belgium, more about Belgium than Sarah knew. This is the beauty of Drew. Are you guys going to, I know you thought we were going to talk about music here, but what about this currency change? Is Belgium part of this, where Europe goes in with this one currency?
Yes.
What do you think about that?
I think it's great. I mean, it's a lot of people think it's going to be very, very difficult, but I think it adds something to the uniting of Europe, Europe being one. What
a well, you might as well, because Europe itself is smaller than the United States by quite a bit, isn't it?
Physical layout.
Well, I'm not including the Soviet Union or anything, but France, Germany, England, and all that stuff. Yeah. I mean, that's not even half the size of the United States, is it? Or
not
we
quite,
got to get a map.
I don't think so.
No.
So I mean, you could imagine going. Guys are laughing in the next room, so I think I'm. Am I right? We got to get a map out. But it's like if we went to Arizona and it was a totally different currency, and then went up to Oregon and we needed to cash out and get some new currency there. But it just seems like a big pain in the ass taking everyone's money away and giving them new money that may not be good. And see if you can get my picture on it.
I think it will be, and I think it'll also be very difficult to price things, because now it's 99 francs or something, which is a nice thing to do when you're
right,
advertising something, and it will be like 1.45 euro.
Right, and no one knows. I mean, it's like when we were just talking about Tijuana. When you go across the border to Tijuana, and you're stupid and from L.A. like me, and you go to the guy, how much for that bottle of Jose Cuervo? And he goes, 10 million pesos. Oh, are you kidding? I could buy a house for that. And then you start thinking, wait a minute, how much is a peso worth? Oh, that's $2. Oh, all right, that's good. So you guys are going out, or continuing to go out with the Verve Pipe and Tonic, touring. Well, you're right in the middle of the tour, aren't you?
Yeah, we started about 2 weeks ago.
And you have another month or so?
About a month and a half till the end of August.
And then it's the Summer Stations Rock Fest tour, and then it's back to Belgium.
2 weeks, yes.
Do you do your albums in Belgium?
We did our last two albums in Belgium. We're thinking of maybe recording in the States. We don't know yet. Is
there anything different about, I don't know, the technology or who you can work with or something like that? Is there something here that you can't get in Belgium? I mean, in terms of recording a record?
I don't know. I think in general you could probably have better access to a lot of things here. But we have some really good studios in Belgium, so we think we have the same facilities that you might have here.
And would you use like a producer who was from that area, or would you fly somebody in, or is that up to the record people?
We've talked to a couple of producers, and they're all, some of them are American and some of them are from England, so we'll probably fly someone in if we record in Belgium.
Okay. And we're going to get to some calls. We got to go to break. Drew, what?
I was just going to say that the VH1 people are here again tonight, and they're looking to talk to people who have been terribly obsessed with rock stars, like obsessed fans, particularly those that have even gone so far as stalking. They will talk to you off the air. They're actually doing a documentary on this, and we may, if it's interesting, we'll talk to you on the air too. But
well, I saw they're doing like a hard-hitting special. I saw the documentary they did on Hall & Oates, Maneater, last weekend. It was a tremendous piece of film. Okay, Drew, can't you play along with me ever?
Trying.
You have to
I
give
really
me
am
that
trying.
twist all the time.
It's hard to tell when you're serious when you're not.
All right, so that's part of the genius that is Adam Carolla.
Yeah, is that what that is?
Okay. All right. All right, so Sarah, you sit tight. Drew, you leave, and we'll come back. We'll talk to a little more of Kay's Choice and take some calls after this.
It just seems like it's like first date, and then from there it's been, well, let's just be friends, or I've helped a lot of friends through bad relationships.
So you're busy being the savior, but never able to assert yourself in a relationship. You're saving people from other problems. And
are you a virgin?
Yes, I am.
Is that a title you're proud of, or are you trying to get rid of it?
Actually, I'm proud of it.
But he'd like to get rid of it.
It depends on with the person, I guess.
Yeah, it's like having a nice antique trunk your grandmother left you when she died. It's nice, but it's cluttering up the room. I'd like to get rid of it.
Kind of, in a way, yeah.
All right.
Do you have any insight into what might be getting in the way here?
Well, my parents were divorced when I was in 3rd grade. I lived with my father.
What was your mom like?
Both my parents are kind of alcoholic.
Okay.
My mom, she was there, but she wasn't.
Is she a real severe alcoholic?
Not really.
Why was she not there?
The divorce was really bad.
How about before the divorce?
I tell you the truth, I don't remember much about it because of my brain just kind of blocks it out.
Yeah, but you're assuming it wasn't good.
I thought you said this is going to be a good call, Drew. You didn't? No. Chris.
Yeah.
You sound like a broken man. Doesn't he, Sarah?
Yes.
I mean, he doesn't have any confidence. He doesn't have any vibrance. There's no skip in your step at all.
I mean, the primary relationship...
And women cannot stand the downtrodden. They really can't. I mean, unless you're trying to nail Sally Struthers, forget it. They're not looking for that. They're looking for confidence. Women don't want cocky, but they want confident. Am I right, Sarah?
Yes.
They want somebody who has something to offer, not somebody that needs something, some help, and needs to be fixed.
And they don't want a guy walking down the street like he has a spina bifida or something. Or what am I trying to think? What disease am I trying to think of? Scoliosis or something. They want a man to stand up straight, walk down the street, and look like he's happy to be on the planet. As a matter of fact, everybody does.
But I mean, how can you be when your mother? When a child is separated from the mother due to divorce, and the child is then placed with the father, the mom.
Listen, my parents were divorced. I had a crappy childhood. What you have to do is you have to sort of reinvent yourself a little bit. And I'm not talking about. Hold on, Chris. Quiet down. I'm not talking about an earring and a goatee or a sports car. I'm talking about getting out in the world, doing what you want to do with your life, making a little scratch, having some success, and then once you have that success, it sort of spreads to other endeavors. When you start having success professionally, it starts turning into success socially.
What do you want to say, Chris?
Well, see, it's just the last 2 months or 3 months that I've been this down. Otherwise, it's like I'm always a party goer. I'm always I'm the one that's always leading the party and having a good time. And
but somehow you must have difficulty getting past that to more genuine connections with people, and it's obviously the result of the trauma you suffered when you were younger. I mean, you got to put your foot in. You've got to take yourself by the hand and have a relationship, no matter how uncomfortable it feels. No matter how vulnerable it feels, no matter what the consequences are. You've got to go out there and begin to test and experience this and have the courage to do so. Otherwise, you're going to stay like this.
Here's my take on this one. I think you have to get involved with your life, make your life as good as it can be, and then you'll get out there. Because giving yourself a pep talk and going out to a bar is not going to do it. I've tried that myself.
Here's what he said. My childhood was so horrible, I black it out. My mom was a severe alcoholic who was taken away from me because she couldn't care for me, and I was placed with my dad, who's also an alcoholic. I mean, the relationship was so screwed up.
Okay, so a little therapy. Focus. I'm just saying.
Try to have some relationships first.
I don't know.
It almost doesn't matter what he picks, because it's going to be kind of screwy to begin with for him, no matter what.
Right.
He's just got to figure it out, figure who he is in relationship with other humans.
Michelle.
Hi.
You're 27. You're on with Sarah from Kay's Choice.
Oh, yeah? Hi, how's it going?
Good.
I don't know which one of you guys can answer this question. I was actually calling to ask a very personal question that's taken me years to kind of deal with. I am 27 years old, and I have never reached an orgasm. In the past 3 years, I finally reached up enough courage to actually try myself. And I've always reached a certain point, and I always...
Funny that she said reached up.
Huh?
Why do you need courage for that?
I
so
believe my family upbringing always taught me in church that it was wrong to do that. So I finally broke through. And the hardest part about this for me has been everyone's like, why can't you do it? And I've been in therapy. I have been going to therapy since I was 20. But no one has ever been able to help me get past this thing. They say it's all in my head and I have to get through. And I've listened to you guys now for like 6 months. And I hear a lot of people about how they ask the same similar question. But for me, I've tried. It's not like I'm not wanting to. It's not like I'm not trying. It just doesn't want to.
Okay. Sarah, as the only female in the room, Drew only being a partial female, as the only full female in the room, what is your take on this?
I don't know. I mean, I remember experimenting myself when I was younger. I mean, I guess I wanted to know what it was like.
But your family didn't put the sort of emotional constraints on you. I mean, you didn't grow up in a religious family.
Well, like most Belgians, we're Catholic, but my parents are not very religious, so I didn't feel that my parents, had a big say in.
I wonder if there's a certain point, like all guys get into it when they're, 14, 15 years old. They start experimenting on themselves. And by the time, they reach the age of 14 3/4, they've mastered themselves, and it's autopilot from there on. And I know a lot of women we talk to stay away from themselves that way for many years, and then the longer they wait to sort of get on board, the more awkward and difficult it is. It's almost like your junk needs to be fiddled with somewhere between the age of 15 and 20. Otherwise, it's sort of, starts to harden or something. And it's
like learning the piano. You have to learn at a certain age.
That's right. Thank you, Drew. Thank you. Or the violin or Japanese, for that matter. If you don't get it early, like if you take a look statistically at people that are accomplished at the violin, statistically, the ones that learned it after 20 are about 3%. So the ones that, you have to get right in that age.
Well, that's the way the brain develops.
All right.
The brain has a certain sort of vulnerability or plasticity at a certain time.
You missed the masturbatory window, Michelle, is what we're saying.
This is an Adam Carolla theory. I don't know if there's any evidence for
Adam
this.
Carolla, though.
Yes, of course.
Question.
Yeah.
Okay. I mentioned to the girl that answered the phone initially, and I have been in a family situation also where my father was very abusive, and I mean very abusive.
Physically?
Physically. The sexual thing I've been dealing with for almost 7 years, trying to figure out if that could have affected why I'm the way I am.
Was he sexually abusive too?
Huh?
Was he sexually abusive?
That I don't know. I only had the dreams where I had dreams where I saw it and I smelt and I could taste everything, it seemed like. And
all right, but you're talking to a guy who had a dream that his mom and grandmother attacked him with his own scrotum sack in the deep end of a swimming pool.
Wow.
And I'm not sure if that actually happened.
It's confusing. It's really confusing. I've been dealing with that for so long. That's why I was in therapy. The main reason was to figure out why I can't accomplish anything sexually or by myself.
Okay, all right. I got to believe you're going to have more success by yourself than you are going to be in the orgasm department with a partner right now. Because you need to take the pressure off. And in the words of our great producer, Ann, hit the tub, baby. Have you tried the tub? Ann's doing a jig in the next round.
No, actually, I'm shaking my head and laughing.
You may be laughing, but your vagina's smiling.
Oh, my God.
Hit the tub. Believe me. I'm telling you to hit the tub. I don't even know. I've never tried the tub myself, but every woman I know, as soon as the tub comes up, they're all over that whole aquatic thing. I believe, I think women are amphibious or something. I swear to God, I'm going to check Ann for gills one of these days.
And Michelle, did you deal with anger at all in your therapy?
I dealt with anger.
Rage and anger?
Rage and anger. I don't know what kind of therapy I had, but I had quite a bit.
Yeah, but were those common issues that were coming up, issues around?
It seemed like the therapist never wanted to deal with that. They'd always talk to me more about how I was feeling, about what my childhood was like, rather than deal with the fact that I was wondering if I was abused.
Well, it's not important. It's, the consequences are what are important, and how it fits with who you are. But usually there's a lot of anger and a lot of rage at this sort of thing, and the becoming sexual may put you in touch with some of that. It might make it very, very threatening.
All right,
and that might be what's difficult.
True. We got to go to break. Okay. So let me just wrap up. Don't put a bunch of pressure on yourself. Am I right, Sarah? The woman. The orgasm for a woman is so much about psychology and not quite as much about the physical aspect of it. That if you sort of give yourself the mind F, you're not going to have any success. You got to relax, take your time. Like I said, hit the tub, and if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But don't get everyone involved. Don't put that big pressure on yourself.
I know a lot of women are very insecure about that. Even you can admit it, but a lot of women can't admit that.
Oh, we get calls from women in their 30s all week long that have never had an orgasm. So, A, don't look at yourself as the only person out there who's in this way, and B, just take a little of the pressure off, have a glass of Chardonnay, and go shake hands with Mr. Bubble. All right, and we'll be back with Sarah Benz from Case Choice after this. We's back on Loveline. Tonight's guest, Case Choice. Now, Sarah just left didn't just leave the stage, but had to cut out early. She was out with Tonic and the Verve Pipe, and I heard from somebody that last night at the El Rey, you guys all got out at the end and did a Beatles song.
Yes.
All three bands.
Yeah, Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds.
What is the Beatles song that the Verve Pipe would normally end with if everyone wasn't coming out on stage?
I think they used to do Strawberry Fields.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, they're big Beatles fans.
Yeah, well, that's kind of cool.
So
and they do a real good job with it. And, you guys definitely had the Beatles over in Europe, too. Wow, what do you know? These American bands, Drew, sometimes they get over the pond, as we Belgium. Does he go there?
He's only spent like 6 days in Belgium. So, because we've been touring here. He's only been with us since April, and we've been touring here.
He's not going to last. They'll throw his ass right out of Belgium. They don't go for that New York attitude in Belgium. Like that spitting cab driver. Is he real New York kind of guy?
I wouldn't know what that is, but people who are from New York say he is.
Most of the folks from New York are a-holes. I mean, let's face it. And here's the problem with New York. People think because they're from New York, it gives them some sort of a-hole license. And they'll work it right into every conversation. If you ever talk to a New York guy, he'll go, I was down at the gas station, and this guy come out, and he's giving me some lip, and listen, I'm from New York. So I tell the guy, everyone thinks, hey, you're from New York. Oh, I see. He's from New York. You'd be an a-hole. And nobody would accept that sort of a-hole behavior from any other part of the country. When a guy starts talking in a New York accent, you cut him a bunch of slack. And you don't say anything. Like, a New York guy go, screw that Pope, he's a homo. And you'd go, yeah, all right, that's cool.
You're from New York.
In front of like a whole Catholic church saying that, and they'd go, hey, he's from New York. Give him a break. No way could you get away from that, away with that if you're from Arizona or San Diego or something. All right, so I guarantee he gets his visa revoked or whatever it is it's going to take for him. All right, what was that? Jill.
Yes.
Hey, you're 19. You're on with Case Choice.
Hello. I had a question. My boyfriend has been begging me and just keeps asking me to do a threesome with another woman.
How long have you been with him?
3 years.
Do you want this relationship to survive?
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Oh, hold on now, Drew. You've been with him 3 years.
Uh-huh.
When did he start bugging you?
Once I told him that I was bisexual.
Okay.
And I swear I really want to take it back because now he's really bugging me.
How's the relationship going?
Huh?
How's the relationship going?
It has its ups and downs. It's a regular relationship. We fight over stupid stuff, but we always make up for it later. But
wait a minute. When did you discover you're bisexual?
I was very young. I was like 14.
And what happened?
Actually, it was me and the church girl.
How old was she?
She was 15.
And do you think this was just an experimentation, or do you think...
no. Well, I don't think so, because it wasn't. She wasn't the first. She wasn't the only one.
Subsequently.
Yeah. Well, after her, there was another one.
That would be subsequent, I suppose.
Yeah. But and ever since
the educational system here in the States isn't what it is in Belgium. English is Sarah's fifth language. She speaks better English than Jill.
Thank you.
Okay, Jill, I'm sorry. Yeah, you realize my job is to poke fun.
Okay.
All right, yeah, let me tell you, when you tell a guy that you're in a relationship with, hey, I'm bisexual, let me tell you how the guy's brain works. First, there's a beat of, what? I'm finding out what's going on. If she cheat on me, and the next thought is a big light bulb that's flashing threesome going off over his head.
Do you think that that somehow he thinks less of her and puts her in a different category because of this information?
Well, see, the thing is...
I think he's demeaning her in some way by all this.
Well, see, the thing is...
I think, how old is this guy?
He's 21.
All right, stifle yourself for a second here, Jill. We're going to talk about you. I think, and Sarah, you tell me whether you agree with this or not. When you tell most 20, 21-year-old guys, hey, I'm bisexual, and you're their girlfriend, it's like saying, hey, my uncle, he owns a water park just a block away. You know, like you think, yeah, I'd be an idiot if I didn't go over there. Yeah, and he'll leave it open, man. I mean, we can go whenever you like. I got to get on this. I mean, it's almost like, I don't know if he doesn't cherish the relationship. I don't know if he looks, I don't know if he thinks any less of her, but he's thinking, well, here's something I may not run into for a while. I'm 21. I'm horny. This is a good thing.
I would say it doesn't sound like he's totally into the relationship.
All right, Sarah, what do you think?
Yeah, I understand that he would be interested, but if he's bugging her about it, like she says, I agree that he's probably not very interested in the relationship.
He doesn't care what her role in all this is or how she feels about it. It's just he's got to get in that theme park.
Right. He's got to get his ass on that slide.
Well, see, the thing is when I told him this, I was 16 years old. Okay, I've known him since I was 16. We've been together since I was 16. And
that may have been a goal of him in this relationship.
Well,
that's why he got 3 years.
Well, see, the thing is over the 3 years, I think I have matured a lot.
Mm-hmm. And so you're clearer about your sexual orientation.
Exactly, and
then you got to, like, you have to stand up against this. This is ridiculous. Excuse me.
Hold on. Could you know the word ridiculous, Sarah?
Yes, I do.
Could you I have invented a new word that I call ridiculous. And I would like you to be our Belgium ambassador and bring that back to your
to the classrooms
your
of
home
Belgium,
of Belgeria, and bring it. Yeah, spread it around.
I will.
Let's see if you can name the next CD. Ridiculous.
But Jill, look, you're clear that first of all, bringing another person into this relationship will destabilize the relationship. You will be so pissed off and so hurt that I don't see how the relationship will survive. You have some clarity about who you are and what your sexual orientation is, and you love this guy, and that's it. You don't want to mess around with it.
The thing is like, I want to be with another woman sometimes, but he's just, it's very confusing.
All right, Jill.
I have to have a son now, too.
By whom?
Yeah, with me.
One of the chicks you're with?
Huh?
All right, hold on, we're gambling.
Okay.
Hold on. It took a while, but we're gambling. Pull out one of those international pieces of script or currency that you use. Do you have $1?
I don't have anything on me.
What's up with that?
I'll go get some. It's in the bag over there.
Hey, there's an ATM right over here in Venice Boulevard. Where's your manager? Where's Will? Yeah. You got $1? Bring it in here, please. Did we take $1 from you last night?
From who?
Oh, it wasn't last night. It must have been the night before with that dog. Oh, we gave him. Oh, well, what's his name from that dog took all of it.
Because it was all his money.
Took all the $4. We thought it was his, Mike. Oh, well, that's what happens. I'll tell you what. Put an invoice in. I'm sure Westwood One will get that back to you within the week. All right. Thank you, Will. All right. We're going to gamble on Jill's past. Now, here's what we do. A lot of people look at this as cruel. And these are the same people that think, tagging sea turtles to see what their migration is cruel. Or doing anything of that nature is cruel. Yes, it may be a little cruel at first, but ultimately it's for the better of the species.
Serves a greater good.
We're trying to figure out what is up with Jill's upbringing. What's up with her past? She's got a kid with another guy, I guess. Yep. She didn't happen to mention that window. She said, I met the guy when I was 16. I'm now 19, and we've been together ever since.
And oops, I have a kid.
Oops, I have a kid. From another guy.
But I'm much more mature now. I'm clearer on my orientation.
Okay. She was experimenting on one of the church pews at age 14, and she seems a little confused sexually. I'm guessing that there was a little trauma probably done to her at some younger age. So we're trying to guess what that is. Would you like to venture a guess, Sarah? Now, I know you're from Belgium. You don't gamble on the radio over there. But I'll give you some tips. Could be her parents are alcoholics. Maybe there's some sexual abuse. Perhaps a neighbor felt her up. Perhaps a little too much unsupervised television or something when she was young. Would you like to venture a guess?
Maybe her upbringing was extremely conservative.
Oh, and she's rebelling.
Yes.
Very good. Very interesting. All right, I'm going with some form of sexual abuse. Now I can take
specific.
Oh, because you're going with some form?
Yeah.
Not dad, sister's friend kind of thing, neighborhood person.
That's mine.
Oh, really? Well,
go ahead.
Go with dad. Come on.
No, I was going to babysitter.
Okay, go babysitter.
But the home was like a chaotic environment. The home was not a healthy place, not a safe place.
All
she
right,
was
but
looking
Drew,
at.
you can get that out of anybody.
Right.
All right, so what are you going with?
The babysitter.
Babysitter. Jill.
Yes.
All right, what's going on?
Nothing. I heard you guys over the phone, and a lot of what all you guys said was true. My mom isn't an alcoholic, but my mom and dad divorced when I was like 5, and then she remarried my stepfather, which I don't like at all.
Mm-hmm.
And I was sexually abused by my uncle when I was very young.
I'm going to take the pot.
No.
What are you talking about?
Neighbor. You said neighbor.
Where'd your uncle live? He lives in Toledo.
All right. You're in Toledo?
No, I'm in Cincinnati. I used to live in
Ohio. Come on.
All right.
All right. Same state. Come on. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. I guess thank your uncle.
Yeah.
All right. Let's not get cruel. So something. All right. Now, here's the reason we gamble for those of you who are going to call in and now complain about how cruel it is. And I want to say, so you can hear it too, Jill, is we're really trying to underscore how what you're doing is an acting out. We heard what you were up to, and we said, wait a minute. Something is up. She's being driven toward this.
And more importantly, our culture tells us, oh, you must have had we brought up was an uptight parents, or maybe that they made you go to nursery school too early.
I ran away when I was 16.
But the point is, Jill, that the kind of behavior manifesting happens as a result of significant dysfunction and trauma in childhood, and and it's obvious, it's clear when that happens, and we're just trying to highlight how obvious it is, so our culture begins to embrace this. It's a reality, and it's a common reality now.
Well, our culture says, hey, listen, it's the Dennis Rodman theory. Hey, the guy's just a little funky.
Right, exactly.
He's doing his thing, man.
Exactly.
Hey, Sarah's just a swinger. Come on, she likes to have a good time. She's 19. She's got a kid. She's got a boyfriend. She likes chicks.
It's a free country.
It's a free country. Let her just stop being so uptight. Why do you think something's up with everyone who wants to have a good time?
There you go.
That's
the deal.
Thank you. All right, so did I say Sarah?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, man. Well, Freudian slip there. What are you doing later? I'd like to have a little tensum with Tonic, the Verve Pipe, and Sarah. And I'll check out the rest of the case, Joyce, too. And they might be called in, too. Forget about this singing together. We'll be humping together.
Where did that come from?
I threw Sarah in instead of Jill and just went with it. Okay, relax. Engineer Mike, shut Drew's mic off for a second. He's getting out of control. Please. Okay, so, Jill, you understand where this is coming from?
Well, not really.
Yeah. Remember the whole sexual abuse part?
Yeah.
Okay. There you have it. That is the fuel. That is the wind beneath your wings.
That I have a sexual appeal
No, that
women?
your relationships are going to be terribly chaotic. You're going to have difficulty trusting people. You're going to have difficulty maintaining.
I had a very bad time trusting him.
That's what I'm telling you. You're going to have difficulty maintaining stability in relationships. To the extent that relationships are good, you're going to sabotage them. When they're a little chaotic, you're going to thrive in that, and that's going to be unpleasant too, because it's going to have consequences that aren't going to be so pleasant. You're going to have sexual ambivalence as a result of having been sexually abused. I mean, this is all grown out of a traumatic past. Your relationships with others have been disturbed, and you need to create some stability in them. You have a child now, maybe focusing on that.
Oh, the kids.
And making that a stable environment is where you need to turn.
Okay. See, this is why I'm moving to Belgium. I may be going back
that's
with
what
the
you're
band.
musing about that. He's like, Adam at the beginning says, Belgium, that'd be a nice place to live.
What do you got? Chocolates, brothels, and windmills? I could deal with that. All right, I may have taken a few cultures and ran them into Belgium. But the point is the reason this country is coming apart at the seams is because folks like Jill have a kid. But her number one concern is the threesome. We got to get a sitter. We're having an orgy. It's like, baby, listen, I know you don't want to look into your past. I know you don't want to get some therapy. I know you don't want to sort out your issues, but you have a kid now. And now you're mandated by God to work out these issues, so your kid isn't having an orgy or a threesome or a kid when she or he is just a kid 10, 15 years from now. Do they have good birth control in Belgium?
Yes, excellent.
Okay, you're moving to Belgium.
What do they do over there? I mean, are they uptight? Do they have clinics where you could go in and get stuff? Do they have condom vending machines in schools?
No, it's not. It's a little more uptight, I think, than it is here.
Do they have a lot of problem with the teens being pregnant and stuff?
It has a lot to do with Belgium being a Catholic, mainly a Catholic country.
Do they have the same kind of problems we have here?
Not in the same way, I think. Not that extensively.
What's up with this place?
Us?
Yeah. Hey, you talk to all these other countries. They don't seem any smarter than we are, but yet they don't seem to have the problems. Yet you talk to them and say, "Well, you must have this plan and that plan," and they go, "No, just people don't do it." And you think, "All right, those people are smarter than we are."
They have families.
Yeah, families more prevalent over there.
I think so. Yeah, it's more of a village attitude
right.
also.
People take care of their kids.
Yes,
the kids grow up healthy,
and the whole family ends up living in the same area.
Right. Unless their kid becomes a rock star and is off touring with Tonic and disgracing their parents,
shame, yes.
Then they live in shame. Yeah, you're not welcome back to the village there, by the way. You and your damn roadies can stay right on the outskirts there. Rachel, 19.
Hi. My question is for Dr. Drew.
Yes, ma'am.
Last night I got really sick, and yesterday I thought I had a yeast infection, and I used something over the counter. And last night, a couple hours after I took it, I'm wondering if it was from that. I got nauseous, dizzy, fever, extreme abdominal pain.
Rachel, wait a minute. What was the illness you had in the first place?
She thought you had a yeast infection.
You said you were sick, and you thought you had a yeast infection.
No.
I brushed my teeth with Vagisil once.
I'm proud of you.
True story.
I used Desitin once.
Hold on, Sarah, you ever brush your teeth with like any kind of, hair grooming product or hemorrhoid cream or anything?
Never happened.
They must have clearer labels in Belgium.
We don't brush our teeth in Belgium.
Oh, okay, very smart. Another reason why I'm moving to Belgium. Rachel?
Yes. No, I wasn't sick to begin with.
You just said you had a yeast infection.
Right.
And what did you use? What medicine?
Gynolotrin.
You just put that in.
I've used it before.
This has nothing to do with it. Why didn't you see a doctor?
Because I've had a yeast infection before.
No, Rachel, fever and abdominal pain is not part of a yeast infection.
No, I didn't have that until...
I understand, but when you developed that, why didn't you go get health care?
It was late at night.
Right. Ask Adam. Do people call their doctors late at night, Adam?
Drew, your pager you should start going off any second now.
In fact, it kind of worries me.
Come on, Drew. Here's a new invention. 24-hour emergency rooms. Instead of the usual bank hours they have from 10 a.m. to 3:30 in the afternoon, we could keep them open all night in case someone hurt themselves.
Novel idea.
All right.
Rachel, you got to get, I don't know what, I guess it's a urinary tract infection. They can be quite serious. It can get up into the kidneys. It can be very serious. If you're having vomiting and pain, that's a sign that it's ascending, getting into the higher areas of the the urologic system. And you need to see somebody.
Okay. What languages do you speak, Sarah?
I speak Dutch, French, a little bit of German, English.
All right, if you ever Dutch speaks well,
yeah, hold on.
It's a very interesting language.
Give us the word vagina in all 5 languages, if you could. I'll get the ball rolling with the English word for vagina. Vagina.
I've never had to use vagina in German, so I have no idea.
You do 10 years in a work camp in Germany if you say anything that starts with a V. So you don't know the German vagina?
No, I know it in Dutch. It's vagina.
Oh.
So
yeah.
that's the same
Hell,
thing.
I could speak Dutch. Penis? Is that about right?
Penis is Dutch.
Oh, please. This is no language. It's a bastardization of English. Penis is penis and vagina. It's either vagina or Mexican casserole. It's like the Mexicans when they take a dictionary and they turn it to a dictionario or something. Come on, we're not buying this for a second. It's a clear ripoff. All right, what else do you speak?
French.
French. Give us that one. You know that one?
I wouldn't know.
Drew?
No.
What do you speak, Drew?
French, but it was not medical French when I was learning it.
You didn't learn any medical French?
Balzac's French. It was different.
Balzac?
Not Balzac.
Okay. How do you say, all right, well, how do you say scrotum?
Well, you go to the commercial. Just stop.
I want to hear Dutch.
She can do it off the air just as easily.
Yeah, the kids want to know. We have a lot of... Oh, please.
It's true.
Oh, yeah, that's not a language.
It's true.
Oh, this Dutch.
It's Latin.
We're going to go take over the whole place. All right, we'll be back.
I began to...
From Kay's Choice, who's currently out with Tonic and our good friends, the Verve Pipe, and just got done playing a show tonight and was nice enough to rush on over here straight away. Not even going out on stage at the end to join the entire band in their rendition of Strawberry Field? No,
Lucy
in the Sky. Right. Okay. Phone number, 1-800-LOVE-191. I'm Adam Carolla. That's Dr. Drew. Why don't we get to another song from Kay's Choice straight away here, and then we'll come back and answer more calls. It's off the CD, Paradise in Me, and this one is called A Sound That... Wait a minute. A Sound That Only You Can Hear. That is... that's the name of the song. From Kay's Choice, off their CD, Paradise in Me. And...
Let's
Where
go.
were we? Oh, okay.
Going to calls.
Okay, Drew.
Don't start talking. We'll never get back to calls.
I tell you, I played a little high school football, Sarah.
Yes.
Oh, I did. Commercials are running too long.
Oh, no, you didn't.
All right, I'll tell you during the next.
I did.
And not that wussy football you guys play in Belgium. Real man's football where cartilage is torn. And
You mean that game that stops every 5 seconds?
Oh, please. Your game never starts. Yeah, that's a snappy one. Hey, Kim.
Yeah?
You're 25. You're on with Sarah Bettens from Kay's Choice.
Hi.
Hi.
I have a question. Okay, I have this boyfriend, and we had always been really, kind of careful about birth control. We've been using the withdrawal method.
That would be quite careless.
Yeah.
That would be under the category of no birth control.
Well,
and I'm not kidding.
Oh.
That's careful?
Well, I mean, we've been consistent, let's say.
Okay, you understand that there is sperm released before the man ejaculates.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. We've been together for...
Hold on a second. I'm just trying to digest this for a second. The beginning is we've been careful.
Practicing careful contraception.
About birth control.
Okay, maybe not so careful.
Yeah, you're making porn films. You're not practicing birth control, Kim.
Okay. So, anyways, so we were using this method for about a year and a half, and I never got pregnant or anything. And then all of a sudden, 1 month, and we both didn't want... I already have a kid,
and he doesn't want any kids.
Hold on, help me off the floor, Drew. I'm shocked.
I know. I don't know. Anyways, so
hold on. You'd run her ass right out of Belgium, wouldn't you? You wouldn't accept this sort of behavior in Belgium, would you?
You'd get shot immediately.
Yes, that's what I like. That's why I'm moving. Kim?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you have a kid. You've been practicing the withdrawal. And?
Then all of a sudden he quits.
Quits what?
Withdrawing.
Mm-hmm.
And after the first time, I was like, well, that was pretty stupid. And he's like, yeah, I know, I'm sorry, I guess I'm stupid, whatever. And then, so I said, well, okay, no more, whatever. And then the next time, he did it again.
Mm-hmm.
And so it kind of like looked to me like maybe he was doing it on purpose.
Well, he was the person doing it.
Was there a guy manipulating his ass, or was he the only one in the room?
Well, no.
Okay, so we'll blame it on him for now.
Yeah, it's 50% responsible. So anyways, I'm 5 months pregnant now.
I'm shocked.
And
with all the precaution, the meticulous birth control, pregnant again.
Yeah. Trying to get through school and everything, I know, it's really dumb. So he...
what school? Are you going to clown school or bartending school? What school's going to take you, Kim? Seriously. Junior college?
Nursing school, yeah.
At junior college?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
I know.
She's on the dean's list, too. Believe me, we have this thing here we call junior college. It's for people who are too lazy and too unmotivated to go to a four-year university, so they just clutter up the system on Uncle Sam's dime, and they hang out and they smoke weed and they get pregnant. That's the junior college system in this country. And Drew, so help me God, I can smell out junior college students from a mile away.
You're better than I can figure out addiction.
Here's what I thought. Hold on a second, Kim. We're going to talk about you. Here's what I was thinking to myself. Now, wait a minute. This Kim is clearly a moron. I mean, come on. Let's face it.
Here's a aggravates me. She's a nursing student.
All right, so
it's not like she can't complain of ignorance. I mean,
she's a candy striper, and she's no nurse. Yeah. I'm thinking Kim's kind of, she's a little stupid. Well, wait a minute. She's going to college. This doesn't gel. Stupid people, college. Junior college. Oh, yes. There you go. And lo and behold. All right. So now what, Kim?
So he hasn't contacted me for a month now.
Uh-huh.
And I want to know, is this like something common guys do or something?
No, that they bail out on their responsibilities?
Yeah.
What happened to the first child's father?
He never even knew that I was pregnant because he moved away.
There's a lot of laws now to help you require your biological fathers of your multiple children here to live up their responsibilities for child support.
Well, that's all right, though. We'll pay for it, though. We'll take care of it. You got two, so we'll kick over a little extra money. All right. I'm already getting taxed at over 50%, but we can go up to 55 or 60.
Well, I'm not on welfare.
Why don't you just take them up personally?
All right, Drew. We'll send over $180 a week between Drew and myself, and take care of the family. We'll kick it up to $210 if you have a third kid, though. Well, what are you doing? What are you doing for money, Kim?
Huh?
What do you do for money?
I'm a waitress.
Uh-huh.
At night at a bar.
And who watches the kid?
My mom.
Okay, and she's going to be watching another kid, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And how are you supposed to finish school and all that kind of stuff when you have these mouths to feed?
Well, it'll be tough, but I can do it.
All right, but why, as Drew said, what happened to the first guy? Does he even know?
No, he moved away before I found out that I was pregnant.
Why don't you notify him and get him involved in this?
Well, I tried. Other than, I've talked to people.
I think you need an attorney more than anything right now. These dads are going to. These dads are going to. You're going to have to require them to live up to their responsibilities.
Yeah.
And the guy that got you pregnant clearly doesn't care about you, Kim. I'm sorry.
The one now?
Yeah, he doesn't care about Kim. Unfortunately, the really heart-wrenching part of this is that Kim really doesn't care about Kim. Not really. And I don't know what you can do to bring yourself up and get some esteem and start taking care of yourself. Has anybody ever taken care of you? You've always been on your own taking care of yourself?
Yeah, pretty much. Since, 9th grade.
Yeah.
And you come from kind of a crappy family?
Sure, yeah.
And, I mean, why is it at the age of 25, Kim, that you don't take your life more seriously? You know what I'm saying? I mean, kids a pretty big lifestyle change, a pretty big responsibility, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you got stuff you want to do, right?
Yeah.
So why don't you, when the guy didn't pull out the first time, why didn't you say, hey, this is nonsense?
This is ridiculous.
Oh, I did. I slapped him over the head, and I told him he was stupid.
But then you let him back in again.
Well, that's because we had agreed before we went to bed that I wasn't going to have any more kids and that he didn't want any kids.
All right, but you agreed you weren't going to have any kids. Meanwhile, you weren't using any protection.
Well, yeah.
All right, hold on. All right, Kim. They're not going to teach you this in junior college, but you got to get a little more realistic with your life, right? I mean, you sound like a nice enough person, and you sound like you're probably a pretty decent mom and everything, but you got to be a little more realistic about the way people are and the way what they try to get away with sometimes. Both these dads need to be contacted and held accountable. The guy who has a kid needs to know he has a kid. Just for moral issues. I mean, he needs to. He may want to be involved with raising the kid.
And I just think in general, Kim, you need to stay more connected with reality. She's just blowing off reality. Yeah, well, yeah. Crappy dad, of course. Yeah, sure. Doesn't everybody?
Of course, she's blowing off reality. Her first statement was, we've been real careful about birth control.
Yeah.
And then, lo and behold, she's 5 months pregnant. And obviously, please, pulling out is not a form of birth control, and I'll tell you why. The penis oftentimes has a form of Tourette's. And let me explain that statement. Let me figure it out first. Okay, I've got it figured out. Here's what Tourette's is. Tourette's is people that they get a thought, they have a condition, where they get a thought and they can't control it, really, and it just comes out.
Blurts out their mouth.
Yeah, this guy in the middle of the Million Man March, all of a sudden he yells nigger because he can't help it. He thinks of the worst possible thing to say and then blurts it out. Am I right, Drew?
Yeah, that's the syndrome.
It's really the scariest syndrome in the world, because whenever
maybe you have it, in fact.
Whenever you... I get paid to have it, though. What I'm saying is when you meet someone and you're always thinking, oh, geez, look at that nasal hair, or, man, this guy's a pig, or, oh, boys, are they stupid? And then when you have Tourette's, you just yell it out. Yes, you could parlay it into millions by doing a morning show. But the point is the penis has Tourette's, where you say, okay, there's no birth control. I'm going to have sex, but I'm going to pull out. And the penis says, no, we're staying, and we're not leaving until I blurt out whatever it is I got to blurt out. You understand, Drew?
Oh, just vividly.
Sarah, you kind of know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Poor Sarah.
Why don't you try rap?
We're here with Sarah Bettens from Kay's Choice. Nice enough to come by after the gig tonight, and the Bay Area tomorrow.
Yes, San Francisco.
And then you're doing a morning show out there, but then you're going to be playing in the evening?
Yes, the Fillmore.
Oh, that's a historic place.
I know. I've never been there. Everyone's been telling me about it, so I'm really looking forward to it.
I've never been there either, but I've seen enough old footage of like Jimi Hendrix and Janis Joplin and Grateful Dead and the Doors and all these places. I mean, that was probably there, and like the Whiskey and CBGBs and places like that, where in late 60s were the places to be. Right? Am I right, Drew?
I feel it's a little bigger. It's bigger. It's an auditorium. It's right. It's not a club.
I don't know.
Right, but I'm saying these are names that are synonymous
with that period of time.
with the legends of rock and roll.
Right.
Okay, please. Emily.
Hi, Dr. Drew. Hi, Adam.
Hey, you're 15. Hold on a second, Emily.
Okay.
Hold on. I want to take this call instead because Anna's got a question for Sarah.
Hi.
Hey, you're 14.
Hi. I am so thrilled to be talking to you. I saw you at the HF Festival, and you were so great.
Thank you.
And I just wanted to say that you really inspired me and everything, but I wanted to ask you...
Hold on. Were we on the second stage there?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I was there.
Yeah, I saw you too. You were fine.
No inspiration derived?
Not really.
No. Right. I'm guessing she's a budding lesbian, this Anna.
Well, yeah, but anyway, I was wondering what advice you would give someone my age about getting into the music industry and how to start that kind of job.
It's hard for me to give advice because we were so lucky in what happened to us.
Mm-hmm.
I think what's very important, and that doesn't only go for the music industry, is that when you really love something, is that you do everything to get it. I guess you have to really go and pursue what you want to do, and I'm convinced that everyone who really wants something can eventually get it. So
that's really great.
Anna, do you play an instrument?
No, I sing.
And what kind of stuff do you
Wouldn't getting
sing?
an instrument also be a useful thing?
Yeah,
Yeah, so learn an instrument. That's a good idea.
But there's a lot of women, if they have a good voice.
But if you're going to be a musician, if you're going to sing, an instrument.
I play the violin, but that's not all that useful.
Oh, yeah, but at least you understand music, and that's important.
Kay, can you sing when you play the violin?
Who was it last?
Bonham does.
Oh, she does?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, we've had her on the show.
Yeah, she loved you, too.
Did she?
Did she
was
storm
pissed
out
at
of
me.
here? Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Oh, well, come on. That wasn't my fault. Who'd we have on that night with her? Art from Everclear. That's right. Well, listen to what happens. We have Art from Everclear in here, like for the first hour, and then we're going to have Tracy Bonham in here, the singing fiddler, and I think she juggles too. I'm not sure, or spins plates. That's right. We had her in here the second hour, and she's touring. They're in here together because I think Art and Everclear and Tracy Bonham are out together, touring. That's a year ago. And as Art, I'm kicking Art out of the studio. Art, it's 11 o'clock. You've been here for an hour. That's enough. Tracy is coming in now, and she's going to do the last hour of the show. Well, she goes out and says to Art, listen, don't leave me alone in there. Why don't you come in and hang out? Because sometimes people are a little tense about, a little nervous about doing the show or what have you.
Sarah wouldn't understand that.
So she's from Belgium. They're having sex on the subway there. So they, Sarah's not uptight, I can tell. But Tracy was a little, not uptight, a little nervous, So she says, Art, come in and hang out and sit down with me. So Art comes in and sits down with Tracy, and then after about a half hour, she decides that Art is like cramping her style, and Art's hogging the mic, and she doesn't want Art in the place anymore. Now, how do I know she doesn't want Art? I was standing there when she was begging Art to come back and sit down with her. So then she leaves at the end of the show. She's all pissed off at me because she barely got any mic time, and it was all Art this and Art that. Meanwhile, she asked Art to come in and hang out. So whose fault is that? Come on. All right.
You're the host. You got to be sensitive. I knew she was pissed off.
Shut his mic off. All right. Thank you. You didn't know she was pissed off. You did not.
Oh, yes.
No. Oh, well, how am I supposed to? Well, I don't pay attention. She asked Art to come sit down. I thought we're having a good time. All right, so Anna.
You
want the mic back on.
No, keep it off.
No, on. And would you agree with me that generally he tunes in? We have a male guest, female guest. He's very sensitive to the guy's needs. The woman, is she in the studio or not? I can't tell.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
It's always that way.
Yeah.
Out in public too, not just on the air.
Oh, absolutely.
It's unbelievable.
Oh, and quiet down over there. I always listen to you.
It's very funny.
All right, well, let's be honest, Sarah. Critique me. Have I been accommodating?
I think you're a very sensitive person.
Yeah. Did I put you off in any way tonight?
No, you've made me actually feel very comfortable because I was a little nervous about it.
All right, well, it's a good night here and there.
All right, but I let her sit down, and she was kind of quiet for the first call or two. But I sent a call. I sent a question or two her way.
Defensive?
No.
You're attracted to me, aren't you? Why is that always so funny? Why is that funny all the time? There's never a bigger laugh in the studio than when I ask that question. Is that so bizarre?
Yeah. It just proves my point about how insensitive you are to women's feelings.
It's possible.
If you
that
tune into 1
second
to how they're actually feeling, you wouldn't be as shameful as ask a question like that. To embarrass yourself in that way.
Why am I embarrassed?
Groovy master, Adam.
Do you hear that? That's Jennifer Grey, a big celebrity.
Yeah.
Very much into me.
How many times you got out with her?
Okay.
All right.
Shut his mic off.
Anna?
Sarah, it's not a crime to be attracted to a man in this country.
It's not?
No.
Oh, you get shot for that in Belgium.
Yeah, so I'm saying. Here it's all right to express your love. It's a free society. There's nothing you want to say to me? No.
Sorry.
Okay. All right. All right. Thanks for coming by. Case choice, everyone. Hey, Anna.
Yeah.
I want you to sing a song.
No, I can't. I'll wake up my family. It's like almost 3 o'clock here. I'm on the East Coast.
Oh, okay. All right. So you're not singing.
No.
All right. You're not playing the fiddle for us.
No.
All right. There's no, if I may answer for Sarah, there's no magic pill. There's no magic technique. It's just if you love what you do, you just do it all the time. And if you're good, it works out.
Okay.
And that's about it. And it really solves itself. It takes care of itself. If you love music, if you love singing, if you love playing the fiddle, then you go out and sing, and you play the fiddle as much as possible. And if you're good, it goes.
And you need to have a realistic, judgment of yourself. You need to assess yourself realistically. And if you're not good, acknowledge it and try to find ways you can improve.
Right. There's a lot of coming from the world of comedy. I can tell you, there's a lot of guys that I know who've been banging their head for 15 years. They can't figure out why they can't get a break, but it never dawns on them that maybe I'm not that funny.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm in the wrong business. But then, boom, they see. They see Pauly Shore or something, and they go, wait a minute, there's hope. Okay. Emily, 15.
Yeah. Hi. My mom has a mesenteric thrombosis, and her mesenteric artery is completely blocked by a blood clot.
Yeah.
And I have a 5-year-old sister, and my mom's going in for surgery on Monday.
Wow.
And it's really hard on both of us.
I bet.
But especially her because...
She can't understand it. Oh my God!
What is that condition?
It's an artery. The artery to the gut, the intestine is occluded for some reason. Is it? Do you know which mesenteric artery is occluded or what part of it?
No, it just says it's.
Usually that's an emergency, and and I'll tell you what. Have they figured out why this happened?
She has lupus anti-blood clotting disorder.
Okay, so that's why it happened.
But she doesn't have lupus.
So she has the lupus anticoagulant, and lupus anticoagulant is a very interesting syndrome where people have abnormalities of their clotting system that make them look like they should bleed, yet they clot, and they have abnormal clotting. And so she needs to see a hematologist to be worked up very, very thoroughly.
Well, she's getting care, but how dangerous is this procedure?
Well, I mean, mesenteric artery occluded, you can lose big parts of your colon or your bowel, depending on what artery is occluded and where.
Oh, so they
kill it. The bowel dies. No blood.
So is that what the surgery is? Is there maybe some removal?
Oh, yeah.
No, they're not doing that. This time they're doing a...
bypass?
A celiac plexus block.
Oh, so she had it a long time ago and she has pain now?
No, she's had her blood clot for the last year and a half.
And she has a lot of pain from it?
Oh, yeah.
And so now this is to go in to help her with her pain?
Yeah.
All right.
That's better, right?
Yeah. I mean, she's been surviving with this thing and been okay, right?
Right, but my little sister has just been, completely
okay. All right. So how to help your sister deal with having an ill mom is really the question here. And it's not just that she's going in for surgery now. It's that she's been sickly and things are unstable. Where's Dad in all this?
Oh, my dad works, and he's a bit of a workaholic. But
how about, is there a grandma or anybody?
Not that's trustworthy enough.
Oh.
Trustworthy enough.
Stable, you mean?
Yeah.
You have to find a way to let your sister be connected with another woman, which is of a mother-type figure, or dad, in a way where she can feel secure and not be concerned that somebody's going to leave her. Your mom needs to tell her clearly that she's okay, she's going to be around, that she loves her, she's not going anywhere. This child needs to know that she is not going to be abandoned or left alone, that she's got to hear that over and over and over again, and she needs at least one or more adults around that she can connect with consistently on a regular basis throughout the day for the next several months.
Yeah.
Please get that. Emily, you can't do that. It's great that you're understanding and sensitive to what your sister's going through, but get an adult in on this, and the one who's available emotionally.
All right, Emily. We'll be back.
Thanks.
And I'm sure you found me delightful.
Thank you for putting up with Adam.
Paradise in Me is the name of Kay's Choice latest CD. Please go out and get that. All right. Tomorrow night, God knows who's going to be in here. Sherry also put Mike on hold too, and Art, and these poor people have been on hold for over an hour and we never got to them. I feel bad. That's not fair. So we'll talk to them tomorrow night. And until tomorrow night, this is Adam Carolla for Dr. Drew saying mahalo.
This has been Loveline. The opinions expressed herein are certainly opinions, that's for sure. If you'd like a written transcript of today's program, you probably should have written it down yourself. And if you did, we'd like a copy. Loveline producer Ann Wilkins.